On several occasions, commenters on my videos have asked me to take a look at Larry Culp, and the turnaround at GE. It's time to look into that because many of the initiatives Culp has undertaken have come to fruition in the past year. This is a story that really begins with Jeff Immelt, who took over from Jack Welch at GE as GE was headed toward a tremendous amount of financial distress, as it became clear that Jack Welch wasn't in fact the greatest CEO ever, and he'd taken a great company to the brink of disaster. It would be fair to say that Jeff Immelt got handed the proverbial sandwich. It would also be fair to say he didn't do a great job of handling it. Covering those half measures and missteps are outside of the scope of this video. What did he do right? Well, he got rid of the financial businesses at GE, and then he took some of the proceeds and did a stock buyback. So half right. He sold off GE's financial businesses and then spent 7 years basically going sideways. Following 2 failed CEOs and a deep crisis, the board at GE was ready to try something different. Larry Culp, who replaced Jeff Immelt, came from Danaher Corporation, a name you probably haven't heard. Danaher was an old-fashioned conglomerate. The Wikipedia page will make your eyes glaze over. Everything from hand tools to fuel sensors to various obscure instrumentation businesses. It didn't seem to be a promising training ground for the person to straighten out GE, but in fact, Larry Culp did simplify Danaher enormously. There's a long list of companies they sold off. What's left focuses mostly on life sciences, profitably. One of the first steps Culp took was to spin off GE Healthcare. On its own, it's a coherent, profitable business that should have management focused on making decisions regarding its future products. As part of a sprawling, massive GE, it didn't make a great deal of sense. Culp was clearly familiar with that business, but he didn't go with the spin-off. He made a more interesting choice. Next to go was GE's power generation businesses under the name GE Vernova. GE Vernova is itself a large and sprawling business that spans everything from some of the world's largest wind turbines to nuclear power plants, in a joint venture called GE Hitachi, which you may never have heard of. The spin-off then spun off GE's steam turbine business, which you probably also hadn't heard of. But Culp didn't go with GE Vernova either. He chose to stick with GE's aerospace business, now named, obviously enough, GE Aerospace. It's hard to tell if it's corporate propaganda or not, but apparently he's taken a keen interest in reviving a manufacturing culture at GE Aerospace. It's a good thing that Culp is experienced in simplifying complex businesses, because GE Aerospace has both its own business in military and commercial aviation and a joint venture with French aerospace company Safran called CFM that makes a huge number of engines for pretty much every 737 and A320 on the planet, and even the Comac 919. Culp has been mentioned as a candidate to take over the CEO position at Boeing. So far, he says he doesn't want the job, but he's probably not done changing the aviation industry.